Fresno State. Keep your eyes on Kylie Fox as well as Mia Jacobs. Fox is probably going to have the start on Juju Watkins defensively. This is a Fresno State team with 3 starters back, a team that has high expectations, a good mix. Team out of the Mountain West, we are underway. Tip to USC and the home whites. Let's see if Fresno State can take away the space is what they're hoping to do. And the size, though, you can see USA's game plan is to utilize the length.
Well, I love the post-to-post.
That's what Fresno State's going to try to do. They're going to have help at every opportunity. And there's a big, important bucket there. There's that high hedge. And it was a good read, but the pass off the mark.
4-on-3 at that point if she can get rid of it to an open player, and the rest of USC is going to have to move the ball and get an open look.
Rayah Marshall with the block, the reverse, stuffed right back. And now USC, this is the tempo and the pace. They want to push, and they get the finish. What a beautiful play by the freshman, Kaylee Heflin.
K9 is her nickname, all the way from Port Chester, New York. Says Sue Bird is her sports idol. And that time taking it right to the hoop.
It's kind of Sue Bird-like right there. We saw Lindsey Gottlieb in her 4th season as a head coach. There's another 3 from the other side. And give this one to Rayah Elohim, the junior. Just got her 300th career win. Juju stepping into the gap. Rayah Marshall keeps it alive. Heckel hanging out inside. And a travel call like this with length, as Coach White said. We already got a taste of the tallness as the takeaway. Iriafen looks ahead. Watkins. Oh, and he makes it one way and goes the other. The finish good.
She's got that athleticism.
Sophomore 2nd in the nation in scoring. And there's a pretty look inside. I want her to play with more joy. I don't want her to have all this pressure that she's carried, especially carried a lot last year in her 1st season. And out of the timeout, another turnover. That's really been the difference. That's the 5th now for USC. They're lucky. Fresno State's really not capitalized yet in converting to scoring.
Well, Fresno State out of that timeout, switched to a zone, and SC threw it right into the heart of the defense.
Gottlieb talked about that as that one goes.
And they've gotten out and run in transition, and against this half-court defense, they have not been in rhythm yet.
Avery Howe in for USC, and Watkins squares it up. So scrappy defensively and trying to make her way down the lane. They'll say he's ready to take it. Every opportunity. High to low, help D coming over on Marshall. She splits the 2, gets the shot off, and she'll get free throw.
Rayah Marshall impacts the game in so many ways without taking 10, 15 shots a game. She's one of the best. She tied for the team lead with Juju in block shots. As a center, that is almost 3-to-1. A point guard, that's amazing. But a post player, that's incredible.
Watkins trying to clean up. Another chance, wants a foul. Iriafen on the other side says.
But for USC, they have to understand, and as they learn, they are going to be the target of every team they face, and they're going to come out just looking for the upset and doing everything they can.
Cheryl Miller in the house tonight. I love seeing some of the alums come in, and she's the all-time leading scorer here, over 3,000 career points. Big-time rebounder as well, 1,500 plus in her careers. Full court pressure for USC, and Juju Watkins with the steal. Just hounding length. And the and one for Watkins.
The angle that she had, and when she stopped on a dime and the defense runs into her, she's still going to make that shot as she did and count it for the 3-point play.
8-0 run for USC, their largest lead of the game. It's just 4, but they've gone on this run to kind of extend things out and take control in this pressure part of it. Oh, pretty composure there. Kylie Fox, the sophomore, with the bucket.
To get the edge, come out and pressure defense.
That'll get the blood flowing. So will that 3 there.
That makes it easy for the Trojans to finish.
Fox with the clock winding down. Marshall spotted that one from way outside. 3rd all-time in blocks at USC. As Juju Watkins lost it.
And that stars in your eyes.
Yeah.
They've already done that and gotten over that. They've come out and they've played hard, and they have not looked intimidated of playing a top 5 team in the nation.
Yeah, and I think the key to that is you hit a couple of shots right off the bat, and immediately you're feeling like you're in your game. As across the paint, good ball movement by USC. Iriafen. Jacobs read the mismatch, but Samuels didn't let her get any closer. He was there momentarily. Watkins reading them leaving in the and one. How about splitting the D there?
Of where that weak side defense is coming from.
And one of the nice things for Watkins at 6'2", the first in double digits.
Well, you mentioned it. She leads the Big Ten in free throws made per game. 5.7 free throws made per game. And post players are the ones that usually take a lot of contact inside. Juju forces contact herself, and that's why she's leading the Big Ten in scoring.
Yeah, she looks for it. How about another rebound from Marshall? 7 of them in this quarter. As that's going to do it for this first quarter of action.
Juju is one of the stars in this game and has been for quite some time, and proved it last year. First team All-American as a freshman, and her shooting numbers are better than last year. It helps when you go 9 of 11 from deep in one game, but you know, the ability for her to score at all 3 levels, and really 4. You got to put that free throw line in there as well.
Yep, she gets there so often. Fresno State working it around. Elohim's 3, no good. She shoots at 35% out there. High, low, and the finish.
And it's just, in terms of building a cohesive team, she's very unselfish and doesn't have to get a lot of touches and points and able to feel like she makes a difference.
The extra pass. Watkins fouled out behind the arc.
From the line, but number 1 in the Big Ten in knocking down the free ones.
You get too close, you can't stop yourself. You're going to foul her. I mean, it's...
When she gets a straight line drive, and she's got that mid-range game because she can get off the ground so quickly as a defender, and you're trying to build a scout.
Malaya Lasser in up at the point. Sophomore, we should mention no Tasia Santa Maria. She's their starting point guard. 4 starts. She's so disappointed. Out with the lower leg injury. They're going to get her back, and they knew they needed her, and that's a much-needed bucket. That's Holly Griffiths. Lasser out on Watkins. Lasser at 5'9". That's a tough matchup. Long rebound. And trying to track it down, but
just everybody that's played hoops has felt that ankle twist, but yeah, she's clearly right now a little bit hobbled.
Yep.
Limping still on this possession.
Tries to get out, and instead another 3. Ball movement's been good for USC. Good passing, Von Oelhoffen shot off the mark.
And they're forcing USC to think on every possession.
Yeah.
To note, are they in zone? Are they in man? What are we running? USC has changed personnel. So Fresno State schematically doing all they can right now to hang with this number 5 team in America.
It's definitely a team that Coach White likes, as there's some good D. Heckle, the steal, and the layup good. Griffiths with Akinwafo out on her with some length. Tries to get closer, and Akinwafo slots it away.
In high school, what a nice piece to have.
3rd block, now make it a 4th as Marshall gets one as well. USC with 4 blocks, 3 steals, and just 1 foul. And Akinwafo headed back to the training room as inside Iriafen adds to her total. Marshall loves being the assist player. I think she wanted to be a point guard at one time, maybe.
Well, 4 assists for Marshall. She is absolutely doing a fantastic job of playmaking.
9 rebounds. She's got some block shots as well. Oh, and then a cleanup and put back. Marshall thought there was a foul. Both teams with 7 turnovers released, but USC finally able to get some scoring, 11 points compared to just 4 off those turnovers. So they've been able to take a little more advantage. Iriafen, give the assist to Von Oelhoffen, the little hook shot assist pass to Iriafen. She's got 9 points. Rayah saying, I want that assist. There's your takeaway. Samuels, quick on quick, lays it up good. More defense, creating offense. And if it's any sign of how this season's going to be going, it is going to be a fun one. 8 teams ranked. Illinois receiving votes. Oregon's going to be competitive as well. They were receiving votes last week. As fast break.
Waffo, who walked back to the locker room after turning her ankle. And Rayah Marshall looks to be okay.
Malia Samuels, explosive. And she's going to go to the free throw line. Waffo on the bike. Getting some blood flow. Waffo and Marshall. And an 8-0 run. They want to make sure they have her for conference play.
They start with UNLV, who's picked to win the Mountain West. So.
How about at UNLV, then they play Wyoming, picked second in the Mountain West preseason. How about that start to conference play? Because they still have a couple more non-conference matchups before the holidays finish up. As USC continues to work it inside.
We're in that boot.
It's one of the thousands of non-televised live events across the Big Ten you can see this season on Big Ten Plus.
Best conference in women's basketball. 8 officially in the top 25, others are receiving votes.
So you just get your computer out and your iPad, and maybe your phone's got a game going, and then the multi-screen, and you're good to go. You're good to go. First half's winding down. Fresno State came out charging, connected on some early shots. They were up 10-6.
USC had a slow start at Oregon. It was 13-12 at the end of one, and they exploded for an 18-0 run. They did the same here. A little bit slow to start in the opening minutes, but then exploded for a 16-0 run, and at the buzzer, Choo-Choo gets it.
16 points for her in the first half. Kiki Iriafen graduated in 3 years from Stanford, is now transferred to USC. She has a degree in design engineering and now working on her master's, Elise. As you see those numbers, they aren't taking basket weaving here. They're really
it's incredible,
aren't they?
To graduate from Stanford in 3 years so that you can be a graduate transfer here at USC and get your master's.
And working on your master's here as this third quarter is underway, as the shot won't go for Constantinidou.
I know, by the way, Iriafen also one of the top prospects on the board in the WNBA draft.
Yep, she may not officially use that degree for a while. She's probably got some playing time ahead of her. Oh, she wanted to post up inside, not going to get it. Marshall trying to get a little closer. And Iriafen with the cleanup as Jacobs was trying to draw an offensive foul, but instead 13 points for Kiki Iriafen.
Well, they lead the Big Ten in offensive rebounding. So when you force a miss, they got 16-0 boards, and now a rip.
Pick in the pocket, that's Heckle. We saw some of that in the first half, and she's right.
You can get in there defensively and create some good looks. It carries over to every part of your game.
Yeah, her 6th start of their 9 games.
She got a little lucky on that possession. The back door was open, but Fresno State couldn't hit the pass.
Hoffman, one-on-one inside Iriafen. How about an and one? She says, yep, count it.
Power forward of the year in the nation last year.
USC, they have 20 points off of turnovers now, Elise, and Fresno State has 20 total points. I mean, this defense can really disrupt.
They gave up 66 points to Ole Miss, and then over 70 to Notre Dame in the loss. Everybody else has been under that.
And again, so difficult to not foul.
Explosively. So you are out, you're extending, her neck area because she's so far over the top of you. But I think just you have to go out and make sure to remain vertical. 25 point per game mark, what she averages. Rayah Marshall, 6'4", that length, and you try to pass over the top, and you got to really throw it high to get over the outstretched arms of Marshall.
Yeah, we thought she tweaked her ankle earlier in the game. Great to see her continuing to be able to play and stay out there. As Fresno State breaks it, quick pass and the swish. Big 3 ball for Avery Watkins, the redshirt sophomore.
It's hard to get fouled when you're not being aggressive into the lane.
Iriafen, just the effort it takes to get an offensive rebound. She fought off 2 defenders to keep that ball alive, and now lefty layup is good. Fox going to bring it up, transition D, getting there. She'll take the jumper, and that one won't go.
And Kiki getting down there, ripping a hole in the tights.
Right?
Like a football player getting grass on the jersey.
Yeah, it is. She puts the hand up, and she gets fouled on the right block. They'll get her some new gear, no doubt. She is really starting to find her role in her game. These are going to be tough matchups to start the beginning of conference play, Big Ten play.
Oh, look at that, Matt. I mean, 3 ranked opponents in a row. USC at the time ranked number 3 in the nation. They beat Ole Miss. And then they've challenged themselves continuously. Notre Dame here in LA, their only loss of the season. They're going to Connecticut, and of course a very difficult Big Ten schedule is Marshall.
From that game to where we are right now, every game they've been working on and improving. She's challenged them to a variety of different things. On-ball defense, because they don't have Kennedy Smith back. And she said she was so proud of everybody's effort on the on-ball D at Oregon this last game. So push it up and get the 3 to go. A 9-0 run for USC. And Watkins gets a breather, 19 points, perfect from the line, 8 of 8, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And there's the 3. Hands up for Holly Griffiths.
She had visions of another easy hoop.
Sure did. Inside Iriafen, and the wedgie. Put her to the free throw line.
The right sock.
There you go.
That's easy for Clarice.
Yep.
How about Ashlyn Watkins getting a big dunk the other day for South Carolina against TCU?
The steal and then just out by herself. Those
Her
are pretty
third collegiate dunk. Pretty
cool.
stuff for Watkins.
Free throw good.
And Kiki with the free throws piling up. It's 5 blocks for USC as a team. And another.
Yep. Trying to work it in, but just not able to get it. Up D from Heckel. And the jump ball. Hustle play after hustle play by Kaylee Heckel. In high school as well. Really, really impressive.
Well, and it's how you change roles to be a part of this USC team and what you can do to help. And today it's been defense for her.
Oh, square up at the buzzer. Howell with the defender in her face and a smile on the face of Watkins, who got it to her. Trojans and the fans here at the Galen Center having a fun time tonight, and in particular, the numbers that I'm sure Coach Gottlieb and her staff are looking at, those hustle numbers, the hustle points, Elise, the pluses in so many major categories with rebounds, points off turnovers, the fast break points. I mean, it goes on and on, but their defense is creating so much of what they've been able to do.
Watkins, this is a brand new team with 7 freshmen and newcomers, and they have to feel for what it is that is going to enable them to make it to a Final Four and win a national championship. Beautiful diagonal pass, defense and rebounding, and then of course the explosive connection between Juju Watkins, Kiki Iriafen,
and a couple of assists a game, 3 steals a game, and her numbers were special. His fader is good. She adds to her totals. And rattles around, and there's Iriafen with another rebound, her 8th of the game. Just a couple more to have 4 straight double-doubles. Kick out on over. Just misses. But guess who's keeping it alive? Offensive rebound and free throws.
I love that about you. Welcome in, teammate.
Well, and that rebound gave her her 10th. 23 points. And adds to it, make it 24. 10 of 11 from the stripe. Wow.
I just think it's so neat that there's so many Los Angeles natives on this roster. Juju Watkins, Kiki Iriafen, who's from Los Angeles, Harvard Westlake High School. Of course, Rayah Marshall, who's from Linwood High School, born and raised in LA. It's just fun to see all these LA products here.
Sure is.
Representing SC.
A much-needed 3 ball for Fresno State. 10 points now for Mia Jacobs, their leading scorer. She got into a bit of foul trouble as Iriafen, too physical. Jamie White's team 7-3. Their loss to Santa Clara, a 6-point loss. They lost at Hawaii by 3.
Really been a struggle for.
Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. They're switching it up with the defense now. Yes, sir.
High to low in the post area, but that diagonal left wing has been open. Ooh, what a play by Talia. Talking about her smarts.
Yep.
And getting the fun bucket underneath.
Her first bucket of the ball game. She needed that one. And it was a pretty one. Foul on the serve was her 3rd at the other end.
I mean, you just Live for the moment when the person guarding the ball on the baseline out of bounds turns their back to you. Gotta work or else it's embarrassing. And Talia, look, 2 defenders there, banging it off so quickly, gets it back and says, I'll take the easiest bucket of the night. Was picked to finish 6th in the Pac-12 conference.
Yeah.
Hype and more pressure. Juju came in with a ton as the National Player of the Year out of high school at Sierra Canyon. But she more than delivered against those high expectations. And this non-conference portion of the season is just to find out who we are and what this year's strengths are.
It certainly is. Free throw's good at the other end for Griffiths, and
growth of women's basketball and what it means. And certainly for Caitlin Clark, earning that recognition, that's quite an honor to be the Time Athlete of the Year. And her star
way outside and good. Big 3 ball. That's Buchanan. 3 points, her first bucket of the game.
Fresno with 8 made threes, so just 1 below what they average, but the points in the paint just decidedly in favor of SC. And just look at 3 there by Forestier.
82 points for USC, 7th time this year with 80 or more scoring, and that one rattles down for Fox.
Everything about that possession worked. The shot just did not go down, but the ball movement, everybody touching it and swinging it quickly.
Yep. Oh, beautiful little shifty pass.
Perfect placement for the former McDonald's All-American out of Las Vegas.
Her brother Vincent played here at USC, now at St. John's. Trying for the steal, but Powell not able to save it. She does, but she saves it at the USC end. You've got to guard them and treat them like any other opponent, and that's not always easy to do depending on what's happening on the floor, but I feel like for the most part, slow start for them, but after that, they didn't really take the pedal off. Inside, Iwuchukwu with finish.
89 points for SC, but again, that defense.
And they have forced 21 turnovers, and they've gotten 33 points off the turnover. Picked up their defensive effort. And it's so crucial. Bring it across, gonna work a little clock. Shot clock's off. Pressure continuing though from Fresno State, and Samuel's trying to get away from it. So USC is gonna move to 9-1 overall. And they will face Elon in a few days and then head to UConn on December 21st.
That was a good performance from SC, holding Fresno State to 27%.